Rest in pieces, dude. Don't worry. I'm going to cut out that earlier part. This is the only thing the audience is going to hear right now.
Right.
They won't know what we're talking about.
That's good. That's good.
Behind the tears, behind the laughter. Folks, we're back. We're unstoppable. No one's testing positive for fucking monkeypox. No one's testing positive for COVID-19. No one's fucking testing positive for anything. Nobody has raped anyone. There is absolutely no reason for us to be on hiatus. Welcome to Locker Room Talk, an innocent podcast run by innocent men who haven't done anything wrong, who had no reason to get any promotional things taken away from them, who had, hey, just for laughs, why don't you fucking take a look at my inbox? I didn't rape anyone.
This is how every podcast should start.
Yeah. Behind the laughter. Is that what one day, like, behind the music, when enough podcasts start falling apart? Behind the laughter, the Loud Boys story.
What was really going on?
It's like that. Everything turns black and white. It's like that Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
When the family falls apart. I'm feeling good, man. I'm ready.
Yeah?
I'm ready to riff.
You can take on anything, huh?
I could listen. I put everything that's going on in my personal life behind me because I'm at work now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
All the allegations are behind you.
All 13 of them are behind me. Ooh, I shouldn't say 13.
One for every original colony.
Yes.
You think I don't know fucking stupid ass fucking useless history shit and the way the numbers magically line up? Dude, I can do that shit.
That's
dude.
how much on the same wavelength me and Joe are, is that I immediately thought one for each colony, but I was like, that's too dumb to say.
Nope, it's not, dude.
Matt, never think something you're about to say is too dumb to say.
Also, who would ever be listening to me on this podcast and think, wait, Matt holds back some things because he thinks they're too dumb?
Yeah.
We're not ready for that.
Do you guys ever watch any of those behind the musics?
No.
I've only seen like one or two of them. One of them stands out to me very. It was I guess I don't know if it was a behind the music, but it was something like that.
Milli Vanilli?
No, it was the guy from Warrant.
What is that?
That's the band that sings "She's My Cherry Pie."
Oh, the guy that's like, I think about killing myself when I hear that song.
So
I'm
it's
like, that
on one
fun little song.
Yeah,
dude?
they're
Nice,
like
dude.
they're just talking about Warren, and he's just like how they had this whole album, but they didn't have a single. It's like the night before they wrote some like dumb little ditty "Cherry Pie" to be the single, and he's like, and now everyone always thinks of me as a cherry pie guy. Everyone wants me to sing "Cherry Pie." Put a fucking bullet in my head before I sing that song again. And a few years later, he commits suicide.
Oh, no.
My God. He did kill himself?
Yeah, he was at a concert. He was like, "Is there any requests?" And they were like, "Cherry pie," and he's like, "That's it." He goes back to this Hyatt hotel room.
Yeah. Then makes Cherry Wall.
Yes.
Fuck, man. That's that. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, like, I want to be this prolific comedian that all of you believe that I can be.
Right.
But if I get a dumb line on a sitcom, like a catchphrase, but in exchange for that, I get to never have to sit in a cubicle ever again.
Yeah.
I'll fucking take it.
What if your catchphrase is the N-word?
Then I think someone else will take me out.
Yeah.
That would be an adorable...
Joe's asking a question of you when he's really just thinking about himself.
How can I make this my catchphrase?
Yeah.
A registered trademark.
Yeah.
Joe's like the guy who asks how your day is, and really he's just waiting for you to ask him back how his day was because he's got something to say. It's like, what if your catchphrase was the N-word by chance?
That's like most comics in New York City. You can feel the nothingness behind their eyes when they're shaking their head.
Do you really mean that?
I mean it. If I'm lying,
Wow.
I'm crying, and I have not shed a tear.
Who's a comedian that you feel really fits that bill?
I feel like Joe's going to do this to me for the rest of the
Every time you're
podcast.
like, man, isn't it crazy how some we just vaguely talk shit, and Joe's like, tell me who.
But who could it possibly be?
Brendan Schaub.
Really? Do you really not like that guy?
Nah, I don't care.
Are you worried? Are you worried that he's gonna fucking demonetize our Schaub? Leave us alone, dude. We're just simply criticizing you. Are you fucking afraid of that guy?
I hope that there's no Locker Room Talk Gmail account putting up posts on the Reddit page about Brendan Schaub.
You gotta, Matt, you have to protect us. You're the only one strong enough that can protect us from a mixed martial artist. Matt, you have to protect us.
We brought you on the podcast as our security guard.
Just so you guys can talk shit about comics, and any one of them that might be able to be confrontational.
You're the one who fucking...
It's the perfect physics model. Two fucking 5'6" guys just stand behind Matt Maron whenever they go in public.
Get him! Get him! Matt, crush!
I've said this before. Joe has very much bully's friend energy. He would stand behind me and go, "Yeah!" and
Matt
come back behind me quickly.
Yeah, dude, get him. Watch out, Schaub. Matt Maron's gonna fucking kill you, dude. He knows everything that you've done. Watch out. I can't hold him back. I can't.
Here's the thing. Brendan Schaub was like a legitimate MMA fighter and a National Football League player. I am large and intimidating for a comedian.
Yeah. That's pretty good, dude. I like our chances.
Because I've worked security at NFL games, and when I was on the sideline, I remember there was one game where my post on the field was by the kicker and punter, and I was like, this feels good. If I was by the rest of them, I'd feel pretty small, but I can hang with the kicker and the punter.
What's wrong, Bobby?
Are you okay?
Just thinking about Parkland again.
He's worried about fucking Brendan Schaub fucking demonetizing our podcast.
Here's the thing. I feel like the internet's going a little overboard with how much they're shitting on him, but I will say he is a jock, and I'm sorry, Matt, but part of me is enjoying that.
Oh yeah, that's
you hate jocks. You're a jock though. You work out.
Listen. I'm sort of in this in between.
Yeah.
So is Schaub, dude. He's like a fucking former jock.
Yeah, but he aged out. Whereas, like, I learned maybe 5 years ago that maybe you have to work out a little bit to get laid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you don't.
Well,
you don't. You got this cool cokehead I'm gonna die soon energy that chicks like.
Oh, it's like a living Belushi, cool one.
Yeah. Except you've made it past 33, dude.
I know.
That's the thing. I feel like you take a coke rest day, and that's all anybody needed to do.
That's all they need to do. If you do a lot of coke, get a neti pot the next day. The next morning, take a hot shower to loosen up the sinuses, and then. Okay, so what you do, you wake up, you boil water, you let the water get down to be a little bit warm, then you take a hot shower, then you use that boiled water with some saline salt and use a neti pot to clear out your sinuses, and you'll be fine, dude. Then take like a couple days off, relax, drink lots of water, and I think you'll be A-okay.
We are a science podcast.
Actually, don't take that fucking advice, but like don't overdose and have this fucking podcast on play. I can't fucking tell you what to do. This is what worked for me. All right, and I am not the epitome of health, but I like to think like I'm probably still gonna have like my nasal passages in my 60s.
There's a song I've been listening to. There's the band Wigwam. They're the ones that do the opening theme to Peacemaker.
Oh, we know Wigwam.
Yes,
it sounds like a slur.
Me liking Wigwam. Well, that's I think that's like a slur for what they call a teepee.
Ooh,
yeah. Why don't you go back to your Wigwam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is cool that we saw. We being like white Americans saw the teepee, and then we were like, how about a tent? And it's like, fuck, we invented tents. Isn't that cool?
Is it? Yeah, because I've heard Wigwam describe it. Is that a slur for a teepee?
I don't think so. I think it's like what they
like we called the projects nicknoms. It's the Patreon episode.
Can we go?
Oh no, it's not. This is the free episode.
You better hope Brendan Schaub doesn't have any black friends.
Damn it.
There's no way he does.
That's all right. I have faith that Joe will edit that for me.
Yeah, dude, if I didn't even edit myself saying the N-word, dude, what chance do you have?
That was a Patreon episode, though.
Yeah, but I still forgot.
I mean, I was literally like, you might forget to upload that, and you're like, fucking relax, dude. I won't.
What's going to happen? I'm going to get high and forget, and I got high and forgot.
But one of our patrons who claims to be black said Joe gets a pass.
The funniest idea to me is that
it's not an actual
he's
black
not
guy
black at all.
That's awesome. Just giving out the N-word pass.
I mean, that's like half of the quote-unquote black guys on Reddit. They were like, I'm black, and I actually think Richard Spencer is making some good points.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I think you're Richard Spencer himself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So the band Wigwam. They're like a Norwegian rock band. They're like a throwback to glam rock from the 80s, but they came out in like the 2000s. They have a song Kilimanjaro, and like the line in the chorus is I don't do coke, I don't do grass, but I still do enough to be a jackass. Ooh. And I'm like, I like that. I can relate to that.
Yeah. Because it's like, I mean, musicians aren't role models, but if anyone is taking them, viewing them as role models, that's the best message, where it's not like don't do drugs, but it's also not like do all of the drugs. It's like a very weird, almost like moderation advancement.
There's also a line.
They also have their Chinese band Ching Chong. They say, me Chinese, me play joke, me go pee pee in your coke, and that's the bridge for their song.
Right.
Only instead of a guitar riff, it's a massive gong.
Yeah.
Who wrote that? Who wrote me go pee pee in your coke?
Fucking a Chinese person, dude. Then don't you you got to listen to what they're saying in that poem.
I completely ignored the first two lines of the song.
He says
kind of trickster Chinese person. Of
he
course.
says me Chinese. Who else would have written that?
Can you imagine like the greatest book of modern poetry of like the past 200 years, and it's like that one's in there.
Yeah.
You know, here I sit brokenhearted.
Tried to shit but only farted.
Yeah, that one's in there.
Shall I lie? Shall I linger? Or will I be forced to use my finger?
I remember
I had like I don't know if it was a book or something. It was like a thing of bathroom poetry. I may have seen it online. There were a few of those.
That's what they need. They need Uncle John's bathroom reader fucking book of poetry.
Yeah, it also had Bobby's mom's phone number and said call for a good time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, well, I've hung out with my mom and she's very funny.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I got a joke for you, Miss Sheehan.
There was also a line in the song I think you may be able to help me out with because I don't really get it. It's the second part of it when they do it again. I don't do coke, I don't smoke grass, but I do enough to make St. Peter pass. What does that mean?
Oh, in Christian mythology, when you die and go to the gates of heaven, St. Peter looks at your rap sheet.
Oh, and he would pass on you?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I don't do coke, I don't do drugs, but St. Peter, I'm still not getting into heaven. That's pretty badass.
You know what? Dude. If I was like getting shit from St. Peter, like he's not like letting me in. Like if he's sort of like the bouncer at the club with his arms folded, kind of looking me up and down, like I don't know. I'd just be like, hey, aren't you the one that denied being Jesus' friend 3 times? I've never done that.
Did he?
He did.
That's the same Peter.
You know the story.
Yeah,
right?
I know. Peter was like, "Oh, I don't know this fucking guy."
Well, I'm sure that'll convince him.
And they're like, "Are you really?" And he's like, "Uh-huh." And they said, "Really, really, really?" And he said, "Uh-huh." You're like fucking stupid ass fucking religion, dude. How about real religion, like Greek mythology, where our gods go around fucking raping women, dude? Yeah. You think God's like, oh, I'm gonna fucking cure lepers, you know, and fucking have people wash my feet? He's like, I'm gonna fucking have sex with this woman. And if she doesn't have sex with me, I'm gonna fucking rape her as an animal.
Yeah,
not even the dignity of being raped by a man, but a swan. No, who's gonna fucking believe you? You run into thieves fucking pulling up your robot.
Yeah.
I was raped by a goose. I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah, let's see how far #BelieveAllWomen goes when you're like a goose raped me.
Yeah. #BelieveAllWomen. That worked for Cassandra.
Yeah.
Huh? Do you guys know what I'm talking about, Cassandra?
Is that one? That's someone from Greek mythology, right?
It was this bitch who said, Apollo, I'll sleep with you.
I'm just imagining it, like Googling and finding the Wikipedia page. This bitch, comma.
This bitch, she was like
finding an ancient Greek Latin text. This translation. This bitch.
Some scroll says there. You up. Thou up.
That hoe with the snakes in her hair.
Hell yeah.
So what's going on with Cassandra?
So she said, Apollo was like, yo, I want to fuck you. And she said, all right, you can fuck me, but first you got to give me the powers of premonition. So that way people will come far and wide to hear what I have to say and I can make some money.
Okay.
And he was like, I'm a god. I can do anything. Done and done. And she was like, cool. I don't want to have sex with you. I changed my mind, which women are saying they can do now. Well, this was like ancient Greece where they had a little bit. And he was like, you what? I don't fucking think so. All right, bitch. I gave you the power of premonition, but guess what? No one's going to believe you. Pretty cool, huh? So she was the one that...
It's like, too bad I don't have the power of accepting consent.
That's right. Too bad I'm a fucking liar.
Yeah.
You know? So she was the one that warned the Trojans of the horse. Like, they were like, hey, beware of Greeks bearing gifts. That was because the Greeks hid in the Trojan horse.
But didn't that work? Oh, but no one believed her.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Isn't that cool?
Damn, that's crazy that we have a mythological story for why people don't listen to chicks.
Yeah. It's scientific. It's science, dude. That's Apollo. The
story
god of music and sun.
Yeah.
You're going to go against that guy?
The Trojan horse is the original #BelieveAllWomen story.
Yeah, think about it. Isn't that cool that I know stuff?
Yeah.
It's fun every once in a while.
Anytime there's like that's the thing also, I'm way more interested in learning when it's like, here's a story from Greek mythology. But if someone told me here's a story from the Old Testament, I'd be like, shut up. If you just called it Jewish mythology, I would probably be more interested in, or Christian mythology. It's all It's weird which ones we just decided to call mythology and which ones we decided to base our entire lives around.
David and Goliath, that could have been like a Greek one where a guy just fights a giant. I mean, they kind of had that with
Rey
Achilles
Mysterio versus The Undertaker.
Yeah, absolutely. Or Rey Mysterio when he was like the first. What was it? Who was it? Like the fucking eliminate. Was it Daniel Bryan for that? What is it? King of the Ring? What is that one?
The Elimination Chamber?
No, it's not the Elimination. Where they fucking there's like
Money in the Bank.
No, it's everyone goes into the ring. There's one guy starts and then
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, the Royal Rumble. Who was that one first and he made it all the way?
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
He's the first one to ever go in first and then win the whole thing.
Did they have Daniel Bryan go in early too to fucking put him over?
I don't think he ever won though.
Did he not?
Yeah,
Whoever won that.
That was the thing because he didn't win and the fans like went crazy booing and they were just booing the show every single week because Daniel Bryan didn't win. And then eventually they made the storyline so that Daniel Bryan would main event WrestleMania because the fans were like hijacking shows and just going crazy because their guy wasn't winning.
That's funny, dude. It's so funny when they do that.
It is interesting that wrestling can just like shift midway through a story because based on the way the fans are reacting.
That's what makes it exciting. It is a fan service product at the end of the day.
I bet if you're a novelist, you're super jealous of that.
Yeah.
Like because you write the whole book and you're like, I hope people like this all the way through. You don't get to write half of it.
Yeah.
And be like, read the room, see if people are cheering or not.
That's what stand-ups say when they do like movies or TV shows, that it feels so weird because like you film it and then it's 6 months to a year later when it comes out and then you hear people talking about it. It's like, oh, I'm fucking over that.
Yeah.
As opposed to just doing a joke, getting a reaction and
in the moment.
Yeah. But yeah, with wrestling, it's kind of backfired a little bit because then fans are like, oh, I can control the thing. Well, anything I think is a little bit the way I don't like it, I'm going to tweet about it nonstop.
Yeah.
I'm going to boo during the shows when I shouldn't be. I'm going to troll the shit. People like trolls where they're just like, well, they'll change it if I want it to be changed. So let me go in there and make sure they know how I feel.
Yeah. That feels like too much power.
Yeah.
And it also feels like a power I wouldn't even want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I like to watch a show and I either like... Are you taking notes?
I'm taking notes. You like to watch a show?
I like to watch a show. I like to enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show. So this is a double whammy here.
You're watching and enjoying.
Yeah.
Okay, watching a show and these are two separate things, by the way.
Right.
Watch and enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe eat a snack.
Eat a snack. Do you enjoy the snack or do you just eat the snack?
I think I also enjoy it. So now that's
So if you
4.
don't enjoy the snack, does that negate the enjoyment of the show?
You know what? I'm can be so emotional that I think if I'm eating a new treat while I'm watching a new show and I dislike one over the other, I think I will dislike both.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll be like, fast break during The Godfather 3. I hate both of these things now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's your go-to snack?
Ooh,
Does it depend on what you're watching?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not a big popcorn guy unless I'm in the movie theater.
Yeah.
Then I have to get popcorn.
Have you tried kettle corn?
Kettle corn's fucking great, and it feels like I'm doing something healthy.
Is
it?
it?
No, it's probably more sugar.
Probably more sugar than a candy bar in the end.
I don't even think
like
regular popcorn has sugar in it at all.
Natural popcorn.
Yeah, it has salt and butter.
When I go to the movie theater, I'm picking. When I was a kid at home, when we'd watch a movie, we would make popcorn. But now I never. If I watch a movie at home, I'm never getting I don't have popcorn in the house.
I feel like a popcorn was like an 80s, 90s kind of thing.
Well, in the movie theater now, people still do it.
Well, no, movie theater now, people are getting like meals at a movie theater. Yeah.
Oh, I got what was supposed to be a soft pretzel and ended up being a hard pretzel.
Oh, that's the worst.
I was very upset.
Yeah.
Did you cry?
I made a scene.
Did you?
The only thing worse than that moment in a movie theater and Aurora was when Mark Henley, may he rest in peace, bullied me into sneaking into a movie theater and I got caught.
Wait, what? I don't think
you gotta
know
tell
this
us
You don't know
that
this story?
I don't think so.
So,
and that's when you killed Mark.
that's actually when the night he passed away.
Right.
Dude, it was so I don't even in my drunken days, I was never like a stealing guy. I think some guys like to get drunk and steal stuff, you know what I mean? Always felt bad about stealing. I've never really stolen stuff. I mean, except for Napster, maybe.
Ooh.
But
A woman's virginity.
Several.
Yeah.
Stolen.
Stolen. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, that is not true. I mean, maybe we did some fun consensual non-consent.
Oh.
Yeah. I know
Pretend
someone.
I'm raping you.
I know someone that is into that, the consensual non-consent thing. I won't say
like a rape fantasy.
It's a rape fantasy thing. No, he does it at the behest of his girlfriend.
Oh,
and
right. That's the illustration. Oh, she's pretending that I'm raping her, and we love it. It's like,
I would definitely need to get something in writing.
Sweetie, why don't you look me in the eyes? Is this guy raping you, or is he raping you?
They always do that on like the hardcore porn stuff, like the face fucking things.
Yeah, I know. They have like that video at the end. It's like, Did you feel? Yeah. Did you ever feel threatened? Like, I did not feel threatened. I did not feel uncomfortable. He always accepted my boundaries. We had a safety word.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Which they do legitimately have to do.
Flaccid.
Yeah.
Come on.
I want my comeback.
You tricked me, liar.
I used to have a joke about being a Knicks fan where I said it's worse than getting raped because no one fantasizes about being a Knicks fan.
Yeah.
Whoa, Matt, that's too dark.
So I'm in this. I'm talking to Mark, and he's like, "Want to see this movie with me?" And I said, "Sure." And he was like, he devised this weird scheme. He's like, I have a pass where I could just go to the movies for free. So what you and I are going to do is you're going to go to the bathroom, which is before the ticket people, and I'm going to explain that my ticket is free. And then I'll go in, and then I'll text you what number the theater is in, and you can wait till the ticket person isn't looking and go to that theater. And I was like, okay, great plan. You know what else I could do? Pay the $10 to see the movie. Fucking weirdo. But it seems like he really wanted to do this. So I was like,
of course he did. He had nothing to risk.
I know, right?
He's like, I really want to do this thing where it's all on you to do it, and if we fail, it's only going to be your fault.
Well, I brought up this concern, and he's like, well, I'm the one that has to text you what movie theater it is.
God damn. So was this before or after your shitty fucking podcast with him ended?
Well, we had 2 podcasts together.
Super Seniors.
It was before Super Seniors.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you guys did.
So this happened, and you still decided to do a podcast with this man.
Well, I was either that or I would kill him.
Wow.
And I actually ended up killing him, but he was resuscitated.
All right. So he was going to text you.
He was reincarnated as a podcaster.
So I get the text. It's room 112 or whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that's where the Uvalde shooting happened.
So anyway, then you waited.
I'm such a psycho. I'm like, they'll get that reference.
So then you waited in the bathroom for over 70 minutes.
Right. Well, I was waiting for a tactical unit to come because it was too dangerous.
Right.
What am I just gonna run in there? And I didn't have my vest on.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, the ticket person isn't looking. I walk through. I sit down, and Mark's like leaning down, and I sit next to him, and he gives me like a fist bump.
Yeah, and we did it.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is so fucking stupid. And then 2 teenagers with flashlights walk in. and I'm like, all right, I'm so embarrassed. I look at both of them, and they look more embarrassed and uncomfortable. And it was, the pimply guy from The Simpsons that always talks
you need to leave.
Yeah, he was like, I'm so sorry, sir, but our boss said that you need to maybe pay the ticket if you didn't. And I just felt so ashamed, so I walked back out. And then, of course, it's a middle-aged manager, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just... And he was like, $10. And I just, like, with more shame than I've ever felt in my life, gave him $10, sat back down, and as I'm walking to sit down, Mark's just cackling.
Which was his plan all along.
I'm actually Team Mark on this now.
Yeah, that Mark... Welcome back to the realm of the living, my friend.
Yeah. He's alive. You know what? Yeah, let's stop saying he's dead. I think he's earned the right to be called alive. Yeah. I think so.
Anybody that causes Bobby embarrassment is honorarily alive.
All right, so...
Mark is alive again.
What movie was it?
I don't remember. Knowing Mark, it was maybe a superhero movie that I otherwise wouldn't have watched.
Probably, right.
I don't know. I bet he remembers because the day is a little more special to him than it is to me. The fact that if it was like a big burly guy that was like, "Come on, pay your ticket," but it was like too embarrassed. Like I ruined their nice time. I don't know if it would be
job. I don't know if it would be as much of a deal to him as it is to you because like
you'll
remember Like, there was a girl in my high school who I got in trouble once in social studies class.
Ooh,
and then
this sounds like another allegation.
Yeah. Then, like, years later at a high school reunion picnic thing we were at, I didn't remember the story at all, and she knew it because she never got in trouble. So I think it was pretty fun. We were sitting next to each other, and I like turned to her and said some joke, and she laughed, and the teacher saw her laugh and moved her to the back of the room, and she's like mortified, because she's like always on good behavior, never gets in trouble. And at the end of class, she's talking to the teacher, goes up to the desk trying to explain what happened, and I just walked out behind her and I said, "Hey, thanks for separating us. I was able to focus a lot better for the rest of class." And just laughed. And she's like, "Oh no!" And then like 7 years later, we're at some reunion. She's like,
shows you your self-harm scars.
Oh, God, dude.
You did this to me.
Tell me you fucked her.
I did not.
That would have been so
that was
cool.
the long. Matt was playing the extra long game.
Yeah,
you wanted to neg her.
Ultimate neg.
Yeah.
You know, in like second grade when you're like, damn, I can't wait to fuck you in like 15 years.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I see second graders now.
Yeah.
You ever fuck anyone from your high school?
I don't think so.
I haven't, but it's weird to think that I probably could now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because at the time I was like skinny and awkward and weird and hadn't figured out how to solve my dandruff problem. But now I'm like, I have a job with benefits.
There is a girl I hooked up with from my high school, but I didn't know her in high school. I was in a really big school, but we went to that high school at the same time.
And you were in the same classroom where you both wore helmets, right?
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, she was a couple years younger than me, and it was a few years after I graduated.
Okay. Nice.
She had graduated also.
She just graduated that year.
Yeah. And
Class
we
of 15.
Did you check her driver's license by chance?
I did not.
Okay.
Ooh.
You got to make sure that she doesn't have any vision disabilities before you hook up. That's why you got to look for a driver's license.
I never stolen like tickets to a movie theater, but I did the thing when I was under 17 where you buy tickets to a PG-13 movie, then go into the rated R
right.
movie.
That's why Wild Wild West did so well, because people were actually buying tickets to that movie to see Bigger, Longer, and Uncut.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I
Brilliant.
still remember a few of them. I remember I bought tickets to Seabiscuit to see Bad Boys 2.
There you go.
And I remember I got tickets to You Got Served when I wanted to see Euro Trip.
It's so easy to movie hop now, too.
Yeah.
They just
you
don't
can
care
get out of
anymore.
one and then go into the next one. I never did that because back-to-back seemed like too much.
Oh, it was so much fun. That was like a weekend for me.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, Movie Pass is so dumb. Why would you do that when you can just
pay for one and go
pay
see
for one,
two others?
And just like, it's like, how often are you going to fucking... I mean, I know a lot of people would use like Movie Pass and see every single fucking movie, but if you only want to see like 2 or 3 movies a month, I would just do one movie and movie hop to the other 2. And now I just fucking stream everything.
Torrent.
They're never gonna fucking movie theaters are never coming back. They're never gonna be back the way they were before. It's too much easier now.
Yeah, probably not the way they were before, but there is still something about the experience of going to a movie. At least for us, maybe a younger generation doesn't feel that, though.
I mean, there's like, wow, when everyone's like cheering, but I hate that shit sometimes. I just want to watch the movie, and sometimes it's hard when like everyone's cheering for a fucking character.
I don't necessarily want everyone to be cheering, even if it's an empty movie theater and there's only a few people.
I
There's
don't
still
care.
something about sitting down with the big screen.
I like getting lost in the movie
Nicole
itself.
Kidman welcomes me to Lowe's AMC.
Matt starts, I don't know what he means by this, but he says he likes to Pee-wee Herman. I don't get that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that's a real...
He likes a little
important
marinara
experience.
sauce on his breadsticks. Well, that's the other thing is like when you're at home, you can eat whatever you want. You can pause the movie.
Well,
I just want to watch shit usually. And now if you can get like a good fucking 8K TV with like all this definition. That's fine.
I have gone to like a supermarket and bought cheap snacks and snuck those into a movie
Of course,
theater.
that's easy to yeah.
I feel like the only time I've ever eaten snow caps in my life was at a movie theater. Like I don't think I've ever even seen them anywhere else besides in the movie theater candy
I feel
thing.
like there's certain things that are movie theater exclusive.
You'll sometimes see them. It's on Halloween. You'll see them. Like Dots is another one. You'll see them on Halloween or in the movie theater, but that's it.
Yeah.
Milk Duds, Whoppers. I guess Whoppers are in supermarkets sometimes.
Whoppers are around. I think like now like they're more at like the CVS and like you just buy them in bulk. Certain bulk candies. I would get the Butterfingers, like those little mini Butterfingers.
The Butterfinger BBs. Do you remember those?
Butterfinger BBs were good.
I love those.
I wanted to buy those so I could be just like Bart Simpson.
Well, he's no longer the spokesperson for Butterfinger. How wild is that?
Who is it now?
No one. Butterfingers sell themselves, baby. But I do feel like The Simpsons really helped put Butterfinger over in the 90s.
Yeah.
Crispity, crunchity, peanut buttery. It is a great Twix, Butterfinger.
It's funny how Bart Simpson was supposed to be the star of The Simpsons, and after like a few seasons, they were like, it's actually Homer.
Well, that was one of those things where it just kind of naturally, like, it responded to the crowd.
Yeah, that's what it was.
It's a funnier character. Homer's a funnier character.
There's more freedom with Homer because they can put him in more scenarios.
Or is it something where the writers got older? Because like once, like as South Park went on, Randy became a more central character because the writers, Matt and Trey, said like, oh, we relate more to Randy now than we do to the kids as they got older.
Yeah.
Like this kids are still a big part of it, but Randy was never there were not a lot of Randy episodes, and then there was like a whole Randy season.
He's a fucking funny character too.
He is.
You could make him do anything. The one where he's bouncing on his own testicles. I mean, it's so fucking stupid, but it makes me laugh every time.
Oh, the Bat Dad episode was so good, where he was just getting into fights with the Little League.
I thought this is America. I thought this is America.
So like the kids are just like, I don't want to play Little League, and Randy was just like treating it like a Rocky movie.
Yeah,
he was like, I don't know if I have what it takes to take on this guy.
Yeah, and the scene where the end of the montage where he like. Puts a couple of raw eggs in a glass, and then he pours them into a pan and drinks a beer.
Yeah.
That's very good.
My other favorite sports South Park episode with the kids playing sports, the hockey one. It wasn't a Randy one.
Oh, yeah.
The kid has cancer, and then the Red Wings are like, well, we'll play you guys.
Let him play.
That's awesome. We'll play the Red Wings. They just beat the shit out. They're fighting, stomping on them with faces with the skates.
Well, and then
the kid with cancer dies in the end.
Because the doctor was saying, like, it's almost as if his cancer is dependent on whether or not they win or lose the games. It just ends with them saying no hope.
Yeah.
And he flatlines.
Just parodying all those movies where like a member of the team is sick and the team wins and the kid is cured. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I like in general when the movie the movie or TV show doesn't go the way you're gonna think it is.
Spoiler alerts.
It's tough for a movie.
What movie? What fits the bill for you?
I was about to. I guess if I give a spoiler alert, it's okay, guys.
Watch it. Timestamp
at 31.
Well, we got to cut out all the stuff where you were moaning about your life, but yeah, go ahead.
Yes, please do. So 4th of July with Louis C.K. and Joe List.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't see that one yet, so not that one.
Don't
not
spoil
that. Not that one. Not our dear friend Louis C.K.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Louis,
movie.
respond to the emails. Come on, bud.
It's a movie that it doesn't go the way you would think it goes.
There's a part of it that doesn't go the way you think it goes, and I just realized that neither of you have seen the movie.
Oh,
so
because it was like I think I've read a couple of things online, but I believe it was like one of the female characters was supposed to open for Louis C.K.'s therapist character, and he ended up aggressively masturbating in front of her. Yeah. And like fucking blocking the door.
That's like 20 minutes of the movie.
And that's wild. That's wild.
$1 Million Baby is one that we wouldn't be spoiled, that I feel like doesn't go the way you would think it goes.
I did. I was like, there's no way a fucking woman's going to be a boxer. This doesn't make any fucking sense.
She's definitely going to break her neck and end the movie.
This woman's going to fucking get hurt.
She's going to kill herself by biting her own tongue. That's how this is ending.
She tries to. How cool is it? If it was a man, I would just fucking break my own neck.
Yeah.
I would just like fucking just strain and fucking snap it.
It's tough in a movie to be able to pull it off because like Gladiator's my favorite movie ever. It ends the way you think it will, and it should. The whole time you're like, yes, I want Maximus to kill Commodus in the middle of the Colosseum in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And then be reunited with his family in the end. Like I'm okay with it ending the way it's supposed to.
Elysium.
I'm okay with movies ending the way they're supposed to. It's tough to be able to in a comedy, you can really do just the kid with cancer dies.
Yeah.
And still make it like a funny, lighthearted kind of thing.
It's tough to do that in a movie. $1 Million Baby is one of the few I could think of that really fucking goes in a direction you did not think it was going to, and it's still a great movie.
Yeah. Sold it for like $500,000, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, you haven't seen $1 Million Baby?
No, I do know how it ends now, though.
Yeah.
But I had enough time to fucking see it.
You're never going to fucking watch it.
I don't think that I will.
You hate women, dude.
Yeah.
You never watch that fucking shit. Give me Raging Bull any day of the year.
I mean, it does sound like she dies at the end, so maybe I will check it out.
Of course she dies at the end, dude.
I'm the only one in the theater cheering for that scene.
Yeah.
Good.
They should do a female reboot of Raging Bull and call it Raging Bull Dyke.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
They should do a fucking female reboot of Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah.
And call it fucking Hard Dick in My Pants watching that fucking film. My God, dude. I'm fucking horny, dude. What's your favorite kind of porn, dude?
My favorite kind of porn?
Finally, we're broaching this topic
again. Yeah. How many times have we talked about this?
Has it changed?
Yeah.
No, I mean, we grow, and our taste grows. We get older.
I got a new one.
Yeah.
Parody porn.
Parody porn.
Okay. Giggle while you jerk.
It's like fun. It's like, especially like when
China,
they're committed to it.
Like One Night in China.
No, it's like, but the one where China plays She-Hulk. There's a
porno. Okay.
Yeah, there's like an Avengers porno where China plays She-Hulk.
I like the Dorm Invasion is one I don't think we've talked about before that I brought, where like porn stars.
Yeah, that's why you have those tools, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, you just drill a hole into the women's locker room. No, it's like porn stars go to a college and surprise a bunch of dudes and have sex with them.
That'd be so cool if that were real.
Yeah. Well,
God damn, that would have been so cool.
A couple of them is like some guys can't get hard.
Yeah.
And some guys come really fast. So a party is kind of like, maybe this is real, or maybe that guy just blew his audition. That was like a guy who was going to maybe work in porn.
Dude, I wish I could audition for the role of guy that can't get hard. I would crush it.
It's like, okay, Bobby, I need you to desperately squeeze your penis and with tears welling up in your eyes saying this never happened.
Yeah. And they're like, sir, you don't have to not get hard for this long.
All right, so
you're really committed to this character.
You're going to be doing a casting couch, and you're supposed to have really bad, awkward, dirty talk. And I'm like, okay, normally I'm like extremely smooth, and I fucking crush it all the time.
Yeah.
But for this role, I'll come off a little bit awkward.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I could crush that, dude.
Yeah.
That's what happened to Joey Salads. They put him in
Joey Salads?
Do you know Joey Salads?
No. Does he toss salads?
He does. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I would like to think that he does. I hope that he does for his namesake. Yeah. But he was like one
Is
of
that what Joey Chestnut's going to change his name to when he retires from
Right.
Major League Eating?
After he's Joey quadruple bypass surgery, then he's Joey Salads.
Yeah.
And he was like one of the original like YouTube prank guys.
Oh.
Yeah. Like he'd be like, like one of those dude. I don't know if he specifically did this one, but it's like the genre that he was in, where he'd be like, do you want to go out with me? And the girl would be no. He'd be like, okay, well, I guess I just got to walk back over to my sports car. And she'd be like, oh, never mind. And he'd be like, gotcha, bitch. You know, he would do shit like that.
Okay.
And I guess like he was trying to like, I mean, that's what a lot of like C-list celebrities do. They're like, then I'll do porn, and then I'll get like a leading role. Like, I don't know why they think that's the trajectory, but he's doing one of those like the van thing, or like the bus thing.
Bang Bus.
Yeah, one of the. I don't know if it was specifically Bang Bus. It was like one of those shits, and he just could not get hard, which isn't weird. I don't imagine that's a scenario in which a normal person can get hard. You know what I mean?
I bet I could.
You think you could?
I absolutely know
You
I
could shut down that part of your brain that's like sex is for intimacy and shouldn't be done in front of dozens of people with bright lights and cameras.
No, I bet I could do it.
Okay.
I bet I could do it. Let's make it happen, porn stars. Only dude fucking porn stars fucking hit up the Loud Boys Twitter.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, dude. It's like, come on.
I mean, I am friends with a porn star on Facebook.
Who?
This guy named Mo the Monster.
I know.
It's still cool. It's still cool.
Is he black?
He is very black. I don't know what
Seems
very
like
black means. He's very hung is what I meant.
Yeah, I know.
He is
So,
a monster.
Very black.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a monster and he has a huge penis.
They're not even related.
Grow up, Bobby.
They're like, wow, look at this guy. He's a monster. Also, his dick is huge.
Mo, the one-eyed monster.
Yeah.
I'm friends with because from doing Wet Spot with Chrissy Mayer, there's a few times I've been on there with porn stars. There's a few of them that we like follow each other.
Yeah,
a couple of them are like OnlyFans girls, and some of them are like conservative. So I didn't like know that at first, but then I like follow them, and then they're like doing strip teases while the Bill of Rights is coming up on the screen.
What a nerd!
Those are my two favorite things, actually.
Yeah,
a patriotic woman with big juicy tits. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Bobby would get all mad because like she's like has like an American flag draped across her shoulders, and he's like, "That's disrespectful of the fucking flag. An American flag cannot be fucking taken off of a pole between the hours of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m."
Just angry with a boner in my pants.
Yeah.
I remember I saw that shit at the. I remember like one time I was at the Coney Island, and I was on shrooms with Kelly. And we were just like people watching.
What a time and place to be on shrooms.
Oh, it was awesome. But like this one guy was like complaining about like the flag because it was like at half mast, and he was like complaining about it. And I was like, look at this fucking flag nerd.
I don't care if kids were shot at school today. I want to enjoy my time at Coney Island.
He was like saying all these rules about like how you can present an American flag and all that shit. Fucking stupid. Like that's the same people that fucking pray to Jesus to help them and shit.
Yeah.
Like grow up, you fucking idiot. It's just a fucking stupid thing.
The thing with the people like feeling a certain way about the flag, what's super interesting is like you watch like old Vietnam protests and like guys like Abby Hoffman and shit, they would wear like an American flag t-shirts, and conservatives would be like, don't wear a flag like that, that's disrespectful. But like now I feel like right-wing like if you see a guy in an American flag t-shirt
on everything.
Yeah. And then like walk around in Bushwick with an American flag t-shirt, left-wing people are going to look at you like you're being an asshole. You know what I mean?
Wait, who's Abby Hoffman?
He was, I think he wrote the Anarchist Cookbook. I might be getting confused, but he was like definitely like in the counterculture.
Yeah.
And I think he was one of those guys that got arrested after the DNC riot in '68. I like barely remember any of this, but he was like the straight up hippie guy.
Yeah.
Hippie or yippie or whatever. He'd be like, it's interesting because he wasn't even as far left as like your average Twitter person is now. Like his whole thing was like, we are not living up to the Bill of Rights. We're not living up to the Founding Fathers. Whereas now like Twitter's like the Founding Fathers and the Bill of Rights themselves is bullshit.
Yeah, you know that's what the liberal thing always was live up to the thing. It's land of the free, home of the brave. And now they
more like land of the gay, home of the fucking idiot.
You said it, brother. There are gays and idiots and everything in between in the United States of America, and I think that's beautiful.
I hate it.
I noticed that the Chipotle near my work that I usually... I like that didn't even register to me.
Go on. What happened at this restaurant?
The Chipotle near my office has a pride flag just draped.
I just lost my appetite.
Yeah.
The Union Square one. Yeah.
Wait, you go to the Union Square Chipotle?
Of course.
Yeah.
I go to the Union Square Chipotle.
Joseph.
Bobbert.
Wait. Me too.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Really
I
don't.
saw Bobby outside.
No,
of
you
it.
don't. The one that's right by Union Square, by the McDonald's. And
that's the one.
Martin's.
That's North Union Square. There's another one on Union Square on 14th.
Yeah,
Street.
why don't we keep it that way?
Yeah. I mean, Matt and I saw each other at the Chipotle we both go to. We didn't say anything, obviously, because it was outside work hours. But
yeah.
It was. I mean, I gave him a little head nod.
He gave
or
the
whatever.
little head nod. Like we don't really talk outside of the podcast.
Yeah, good. You got to save that voice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This is the only time I speak.
Well, it's also. I mean, if we accidentally like riff with each other there, then it's going to hurt our ability to riff on the show.
If we only speak on podcast and on stage, then we're 100% using our voice for our talent, and that's something a lot of people can't do.
Yeah.
Imagine a bodybuilder getting paid 100% of the time he uses his muscles.
Yeah.
That's what we would be doing if we took this vow of silence outside of the podcast.
A lot of those like big, like giant bodybuilders who do like the competitions and all aren't as strong as other guys because it's all for
Matt.
show. It's all for show. Well, because
aren't they like borderline starving? A lot of
yeah.
Fucking Matt's calling out Brendan Schaub again, dude. He's like, yeah, that guy, he's not really as strong as you think.
No, Brendan Schaub would because he's not a bodybuilder. He was a football player.
Do you honestly think you could take him on?
No.
Why not? Matt, don't fucking say that into the mic.
All right, I forgot the number one rule of podcasting is to never show vulnerability.
Come on, dude. This is our shoot.
Yeah.
Brendan Schaub, let me tell you something. My client, Matt Marin, is the number one wrestler / podcaster in the tri-state area.
Yeah, it turns out the only thing I ever needed to beat Brendan Schaub was just to be able to be a little mean on Reddit. What's he going to do when a former professional wrestler, professional in with a star asterisk next to it, I was wrestling in VFW halls and barn houses in upstate New York. What's Brendan Schaub going to do when former professional wrestler, commissioner of Comedy Fight Club, the sleeveless one of the world, Matt Marin, runs wild on you?
What?
This fucking YouTube video.
That was me trying to participate.
What is Brendan Schaub going to have on me, Matt Marin, who's been the commissioner of Comedy Fight Club?
What?
The sleeveless wonder of the world.
What?
Performed at the Stand Comedy Club.
Okay.
Skankfest.
Huh?
New York Comedy Club.
I'm sorry, once more?
I have an account on Reddit. Facebook.
All right, I guess this is
Twitter.
All right, this is enough.
I have a lot of places where I can say mean things about Brendan Schaub.
Dude, I kind of feel like the only like, and I have such empathy for, you know, kind of falling into a thing and then internet nerds just kind of wanting to have a punch bag, but at the same time, you're gonna sue people for fucking libel and slander.
I think he's probably. He seems like, from what I've seen, he seems like he's done some unlikable stuff. But I also feel like, from everything I've seen, I listened to Fighter and the Kid a bunch. I probably would get along with him.
Yeah,
I know people who know him. He seems like a nice enough guy.
People need like a villain. I feel there's certain comedy fans that need a villain, and I think it happened with Dane Cook for a little while.
Yeah,
because he just had this jock energy.
Who else did it happen with?
Louis C.K.
Louis C.K.
What?
Just
Bill Cosby.
What?
Chris D'Elia.
What?
Chris Rock.
What?
I'm sorry, come again. Did you see the
Amy Schumer? They make fun of Amy Schumer. Isn't it, like they do say
Amy Schumer's one for sure.
It's funny because like it's like people say like, oh well, this woman can't be funny because she's too hot, and then like with Amy Schumer, it's like, well, she can't be funny. Look how fat and ugly she is. It's like, well, you got to pick a lane.
Yeah.
Like it's like, do we hate women because they're hot, or do we hate them because they're fat? Like I could either or for me.
Well, Nikki,
but like
Nikki
we got
Glaser is
just
very hot.
give us the
she has messed up
sexist.
feet.
Yeah. Give us the angle
That's
to be
what you say.
sexist, and we will take it.
Do you love her?
Nikki Glaser.
You're on the market now.
I am on the market now.
Who would you fuck in the comedy scene?
Nikki Glaser for sure.
Ooh, nummy. Who else?
Whitney Cummings is tasty.
Look in the fucking camera when you say this.
Well, I feel like I couldn't handle Whitney.
Why not?
Why not?
I was listening to her on Rogan, and I think she wouldn't take some of my shit. I don't think.
Are you sure?
I'm almost positive, but she has nice juicy cans, and I respect her as an artist.
Right.
Yeah. Who else, Bobby?
I think those are my main two. I know you're trying to get me.
What about
in trouble.
Eliza Schlesinger?
Yeah. I would find her annoying.
Whoa, don't touch me while we're talking about women.
Joe said women in the comedy scene, and Bobby very smartly just named famous women, and there's no way this would get back to.
Yeah.
We don't know that. What if they listen?
No, this is me throwing a Hail Mary, dude. Imagine if it fucking works.
He gets invited on.
Nikki Glaser, I've been on stage while a picture of you has been in the background. Call me.
Oh, yeah. She was advertised at the Tiny Cupboard.
I've done a show with her.
Yeah. With her actually, or with her picture?
At the stand.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, it is true.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
We're doing the stand tonight, boys.
Yeah.
When is that going to air?
Comedy Fight Club. That's going to
month.
air on Thursday. Actually, by the time this one comes out, I think it'll be up on YouTube already.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
I hope we do okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Joe and I are judging. We got our gavels and our robes in our backpack, and we're ready to fucking tell our peers what we really think. I think Elijah Schlesinger is kind of annoying, but I do know that she has big titties.
Great body.
Really,
I can't believe she bounced back from having a kid.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild?
Tightened up.
Normally, it's like party's over once a woman's fucking.
I feel like if you have money, you could circumvent that.
Have you ever had sex with a mother?
I think I have, because when I fucked a prostitute, she had a cesarean scar.
That doesn't count. I said a mother, not somebody who teary-eyed left a fucking baby at a surrender
There's a difference
site.
between a mom and a mother.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have.
How was it?
It was good. Your mom's pretty good in bed.
Matthew. You ate my life cereal!
It was part of a complete and balanced breakfast. How am I going to get my morning nutrition now?
Took the damn toy in the box!
Guy comes, fucks your mom, takes the toy out of the cereal
Isn't that fucking cool, dude? One time I would fuck this chick, but like her son had like all these fucking cool toys. And I was like, damn, dude, this is fucking cool. He has all these fucking cool toys.
Yeah.
I was playing with like his Nintendo Switch one time, dude. It was
Yeah.
fucking tight.
Nice.
He ended up dying of leukemia. Oh well. Mom asked me to go to the funeral. I ghosted.
Yeah.
2 ghosts in her life now. Calm down, Bobby. A woman's brokenhearted. Came to shit, but only farted.
Bobby, this is real insensitive of
Jesus,
you.
Bobby. Bobby just comes here to laugh. He doesn't want to fucking do a podcast. He just wants to have a fucking.
He doesn't care about women. First her son dies, and then the love of her life leaves, and you're just laughing about it.
Yeah, like a fucking villain, dude. Go tie a fucking damsel to the train tracks, you fucking monster.
I just process things differently. I'm the kind of guy that laughs at a funeral, especially if I know that I killed the woman in the box.
Well, I can't understand what you mean, but I hope I soon will.
Did you ever? I don't think I ever ate Life cereal.
Really? You
Yeah,
never
is
lived,
Life
dog?
good?
Sounds like you got to get a life.
I'm back on the cereal train, man.
Yeah.
I'm back on the cereal train.
What cereals you eating?
Oatmeal squares. Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Yeah.
What? Frosted Flakes. That's
what?
a fucking banger, dude.
Pay attention.
I love Cocoa. Cocoa Pebbles is like a dessert.
Yes.
You can't really justify that as a breakfast.
Frosted Flakes I'm big on.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I would just eat Corn Flakes, and now I feel like I still would like it, but I always just go Frosted Flakes.
gotta go Frosted
Old man cornflakes.
That was when I was a kid. They were just available, and like I used to go to my school early, and they would give breakfast if you went there early.
Yeah.
And Corn Flakes was one of the ones.
That was the only way Matt can get a decent meal as a child.
Yes.
I remember I was like,
you know what was really good? Crispix.
Ooh.
I remember having that in that breakfast.
Sounds off-brand. It sounds like
breakfast,
a rip-off.
It was like that breakfast program that I was in. They had Crispix, and I don't think I've ever seen it or had
Matt
it
felt
since.
special that he was in a program.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a member of
I was
going to
call it the Breakfast Club, but that felt too weird. My parents would leave me there, and I would say, "Don't you forget about me."
I'm a closet homosexual. I remember being a little in my school. They only had breakfast for like you had to prove that you were poor.
Yeah.
And but I didn't know that as a child, so I was just so jealous that kids got to eat breakfast at school.
Yeah.
Like, I want to fucking eat breakfast at school. That sounds awesome.
I think it was more just my parents. They had to start work early enough. They had to drop me off before school started. So they were just like, "Oh, there's a place where you can eat breakfast. Cool. We just won't make breakfast for him then. And you can just eat it." I don't know if they ever.
They didn't realize
I
that
think
you
it's
wanted
available
to get your
to anyone that's there at the time.
That may be it. Yeah.
I think like that was like a thing where if you for the public school, like if you're there, it's like included in like your meal card.
I believe the school that I went to, we had homeroom, and the kids like who I kind of eventually figured out were like the poorer kids would specifically leave homeroom to be in the cafeteria to eat breakfast. I remember being jealous that I couldn't go with them.
They should just make that available because that's just gonna make like those kids like fucking more.
Yeah, that's like
it's like, oh, go enjoy breakfast, fucking poor. I would have done that as a fucking bully sidekick. I would have been like, hey, Matt, look at them go eat breakfast, huh? Yeah. We're like, oh, good, look, another fucking money for a meal to steal from them. You know?
I used to
give me your fucking Frosted Flakes, nerd. Poor nerd.
I remember I was always on time for Breakfast Club because if you were late, you might not get one of the chocolate milks. They would run out of those quicker.
Oh, honey.
So you had to get there in time.
Chocolate milk for breakfast sounds a little strange.
That's a bit much.
Oh, no, you would get regular milk, but you would also get regular milk for your cereal, but chocolate milk to drink.
Oh, no, but to drink chocolate milk feels like an afternoon thing.
What is it? Water for my boys, beer for my horses.
Beer for my horse, whiskey for my men, beer for my horses.
Water for my Stay hydrated and drink beer with your horses.
Whiskey for my boys, beer for my horses, regular milk for my cereal, chocolate milk for me. It's like, wow, what a real buckaroo.
Yeah.
I really love that. I bet he lived like right outside Nashville. You know,
the guy Willie
whoever wrote
Nelson.
that. Was it?
It's Toby Keith.
Toby
Keith with Willie Nelson.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Toby Keith from 1883.
No, it's Tim McGraw.
Whatever, dude. They're all the same fucking bumpkin yokels.
Yeah.
They still fucking refuse to shoot a scene with a black man in that fucking...
In 1883?
Yeah.
There's the guy. The main guy is black. One of the main guys.
You know, his Jim. Something Jim.
Yeah.
I played...
It's Sam Elliott and I forgot his friend's name. Sam Elliott and his black friend.
When did slavery stop in America?
Well, the official answer is 1865.
Because like I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'm like, damn, I wish I could get a slave.
No, that's like
but it's like 1889.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn.
Sorry, bud.
The good old days are gone.
And that's you can get yourself a Korean railroader.
They do have like slaves. Chinese guys you can hassle.
And actually,
like, leave me alone.
Yeah. By the 1880s, that's already like the Klan is gone. If you're in the 1880s in
it's me pouring one out for the Klan.
Like, because government gets resegregated in the 1910s, Klan comes back, Jim Crow is more in full effect. In the 1880s,
the boys are back in town. Yeah. The boys are back in town.
1880s and 1890s, if you're in like the deep South, like North Carolina, Wilmington, North Carolina had like black congressmen. In 1898, a bunch of like white supremacists stood outside of the polls and just like kicked all the black people out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But 1880s. There's a lot of places in the country you could have been, especially out west where whites and blacks were living together, and there wasn't as much. It wasn't as crazy tense as it was during the Civil War immediately after, and then later in the early 1900s.
Yeah.
You're in kind of a sweet spot where you can start Asian hate.
Pass. I love Asian. Long time.
Let's Asian hate. Let's Asian hate.
Have we decided?
Let's Asian hate.
Have we decided what we're going for dinner tonight?
Ooh.
No, Kelly recommended.
Sorry, Bobby. Couples only.
Right.
Did we decide where we're going for dinner?
Kelly's recommended a few places in the group chat.
By the way, Matt and I are a couple for the purposes of this
exactly.
dinner.
We're bringing some chicks, though, Bob. We don't need you
Yeah.
cramping our style talking about Emancipation Proclamation.
Yeah.
Fucking
The Gettysburg Address.
fucking Benjamin Franklin fucking flying a kite in a thunderstorm. Who gives a fuck?
See, I actually steer clear from that story because I don't understand enough about science to really talk about.
Yeah, what was that? He how did he prove electricity worked? By like what was that? Like it's like
He
do
had
people not
metal on it or
yeah,
something?
but it's like okay, so he was flying a kite and he had a
key on it?
tied to it. But was it to prove that like metal conducted electricity?
I think that's what the story is. I don't know enough about the science of it. I just know the like lore of the story.
That's so fucking stupid, dude.
Ben Franklin was cool though. He was like
Yeah.
a fucking perv.
He said like the N-word a bunch.
Now, in his biography, they censored out parts of it because they were indecent. But he has a whole chapter that's all just like fart jokes that they censored out of his original
He was
biography.
the original locker room talk.
I believe the term
Benjamin
was
Franklin absolutely did. Partook in locker room talk.
he's the original prankster. That's
Yeah.
what that Offspring CD is about.
Original prankster. Fly a kite, conduct electricity. Benjamin Franklin.
It's cool that he wasn't president and gets to be on money. I think like those guys are cool.
He's so who else is like that? I mean,
Alexander Hamilton.
and like every other
Got to have a play about him.
every other country's currency too doesn't have a president on it, but they still get to be on money.
yeah.
Well, do they like they have like kings and queens still on?
Doesn't matter.
That's the thing, because I always think about like how America would have been different if we didn't do the revolution. So I do think about that sometimes because like Canada didn't have a revolution. They seem to be doing fine. But then I see their money and has Queen Elizabeth on it. I'm like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck that, dude. I'm not going to have a monarchy on my money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What do we have?
Just a couple slaveholders, but I mean, that's okay, you know.
Jackson. Remember when we were gonna get like Harriet Tubman on the $20
She's
going to
be on the 20.
When?
I think in like a few years.
No, yeah, right. Wasn't that supposed to happen a long-ass time
America's
ago?
maybe the most successful spin-off in world history.
Yeah.
It's just like the British Empire's like covered the most amount of the world of all time. We're like Frasier.
Why can't like Beavis and Butthead to King of the Hill, America's King of the Hill?
Yeah. Or Frasier to Cheers. What are some other? And then there's some other ones that like tried to be like that came out of like Canada is kind of like Joey.
I was gonna say Joey from Friends.
Yeah.
Or the Michael Richards show post Seinfeld.
Was there a Michael Richards show?
They were like a lot.
Yeah,
of,
it was
there were a
filmed
lot
at the
of,
Laugh Factory. There's only one episode, but I loved it.
Yeah.
It was a strong character arc for him.
Yeah. Dude, the fact that he's on.
Dude, fucking Kramer likes history too. Remember?
Oh, really?
He told us guys
Well,
500
yeah.
years ago you'd be hanging from a fucking tree with a fucking fork up your ass. Get him out of here!
Yeah, Kramer was really into history. Now that I think about it,
Dude, he should open for Chappelle. How cool! Chappelle, like, fucking use your power for good. And be like, how fun would that be? What a little fuck you.
Put aside your differences. Talk about trans people.
He had enough trans people open for him. Let Michael Richards open for Chappelle. Let's fucking fix this, huh?
Yeah.
Let's give ourselves that fucking Seinfeld reboot.
If you're
we
a
deserve.
trans comedian, you better be DMing Dave Chappelle right now, asking to open for him.
They have.
That's the fucking. Can you? If Dave Chappelle was like, I don't, listen, I don't hate redheads, but I'd be like, hello, I will be your redheaded friend.
yeah,
I will open for you.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
yeah.
Why? I don't want to hang out with anyone who keeps saying how he's like the greatest ever.
That's true. I watched it. I watched the Dave Chappelle
the
thing.
speech he gave at the school.
Yeah, it was good and interesting, but as cringy as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
When did he become a boomer?
He's kind of a boomer.
Yeah. When
right?
the fuck did that happen? He used to be so fucking cool.
But I mean, and
how can you smoke weed and be like that? Like that's what I'm worried about.
no, I do kind of see where he's coming from because like the fact that the kids that performed at the are you putting a gun to my head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
But be
Finish it.
careful.
You got a real
be careful.
Macmillan Man vibe to you right now.
Bobby, continue sharing your opinion. Just be careful about what it is that you're thinking.
I kind of feel like AOC right now. You know what I mean? Like Joe's really mad at me. But like his whole thing is like, oh, the kids are like literally protesting me, and that feels weird because like kids didn't used to be it didn't used to be left-leaning kids that protested shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I do feel
protesting stuff as in like don't say this thing.
Right. Well, the censoring stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that was never coming from
which I get like
or it wasn't coming from artsy people.
But I see where Joe's coming from, where he's like turning into a boomer because he's like, here's what I think, and kids today, like I get that, but also the kids today are being particularly strange in a new way.
I disagree with the that's the thing everyone says is like, oh, they're criticizing the kids today. I'm like, no, they're criticizing some of the kids today. Most kids today are cool. When you're going out and doing shit, most kids today do not care about like the censor stuff. If you look at like all the podcasts that get when people are like, oh, fucking Joe Rogan, these podcasters, Logan Paul and everything. You think it's old boomers that are making podcasts popular?
Yeah.
Or like, no, kids are cool. There's a few annoying kids, and they have a disproportionate amount of power in like media, where like a 23-year-old is like in charge of content on networks in some places.
I have a new neighbor, and he has a mullet, and my first thought was, better not offend this guy.
Yeah.
Is that weird? I mean?
Yeah.
Which is excuse me, a mullet used to be like, I fucking like to drink PBR and listen to bluegrass.
Yeah. Yeah, there is...
they used to be like, I have a mullet, which means I love saying the N-word. And now it's like, I have a mullet. I love N-words.
Yeah. There is... I do
on the Twilight, so...
Just because there are so many young people that are very cool and do have a good sense of humor, I don't like that. I don't like that.
I've never
it's like
fucking heard of a fucking cool young. I don't know any cool young people. I don't know any cool old people. I don't even know cool people my own age. I don't think there's
anyone
cool people.
Is anyone
no one's
cool?
fucking cool, dude. Everyone sucks
except for Joe Gorman.
No, I'm not cool, dude. I'm just dude. I was like looking at. I'm an old man now.
Yeah,
you know, it's like no one. I was never cool. I missed any train to be cool.
Yeah,
I don't know what the fuck cool is. I don't think cool. It's not what the MTV's showing, but it's also like there's no such thing. You know, the cool is never cool. Is always like this marketing thing.
I do think that. Yeah, I mean everything is marketing. Nothing's real.
Who do you think thinks they're a cool person? Who's I'm cool.
I think black people are cool.
Oh yeah.
I mean that's why I think Chappelle is cool, even though a lot of the stuff he's saying, like if most other people said it, like I know it's cringy you're saying it's kind of cringy, but he still pulls it off as far as like it's not so cringy that no people are like fuck I'm not watching his next special.
You could say that about a lot of cringy people that still have a following.
Like who?
You know what I mean? I don't know.
But Chappelle I think isn't just have a following. I think it's like people still talk about him positively.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not throwing out the baby with the bathwater because I'm pro-life, but I think that like he's cool.
Yeah.
And he has the
he smokes on stage.
He does smoke on stage.
Dude, you know what the coolest thing you could do is?
Oh my God. Dude, there's a million black comics in New York that do that.
Yeah, they start
There's a million like that's like every kind of like comic that kind of bites on. Like a lot of comics do.
Every time you hit a solid punchline, you got to slap your thigh with the mic now if you want to be the GOAT.
I see what you're saying, that especially when you're new, you're going to copy your favorite comedians, but everybody knows what that is. Everyone knows, like that's a physical motion you're doing that you know is something Chappelle does and owns.
Like he could fucking it's almost like exclusively a Chappelle thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
I hate that shit. You see the comics do that,
and I've seen like a comic at the Grizzly Bear do say a punchline to complete silence and then be like, and I'm like, dude, you can't.
Was it Jared Schwartz?
It wasn't. It was an African American comedian. Yeah,
who was it?
I don't know.
It was an African comedian.
It was a black comedian.
Osama Siddiqui.
He just because he beatboxes, he's African American to you.
Who was it?
A black guy who I do not know.
Will you get the playbill from that night?
I should have too. Well, considering the bartender of the Grizzly Bear won't even let me give him money for a seltzer, I don't think I could.
Why not?
Because he's a fucking weirdo.
Does he's like, this one's on the house and gives you a little kiss on the lips?
No, the opposite of that. I was doing the open mic and I went to him and without making eye contact with me said, "Don't ask for water, bud." And I had my wallet in my hand and said, "Actually, I wanted to pay for a Diet Coke," and he just shook his head no. I still haven't figured out what the fuck that is. He's just a fucking bald idiot that owns a club or bar in New York.
Is that the guy? Was that the owner of the Grizzly Bear?
I don't know.
It's the Grizzly Bear Comedy Club. It's not a bar.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, man.
The Grizzly Bear Comedy Club and Bar.
Sounds like you'll be able to get a Diet Coke from him.
Maybe.
But it's the weirdest. So you pay $2 to do the mic, but then it was like one of my first like post-pandemic mics. So I was actually feeling like, oh, I should give this venue money, and he wouldn't let me because I didn't want an alcoholic drink. I have no idea what that is.
Is it the Irish guy?
No, he has an American accent.
Okay,
the young Irish guy is a comedian and he's cool.
Oh, there's a different older Irish guy.
Oh, okay.
Who seems like the kind of guy that would think you shouldn't be allowed to drink anything but beer and alcohol in a bar.
So fucking weird. I literally had my wallet in my hand. Like, I get if you're still being weird if you're not letting, because I'm paying to do the mic, you're weird for not giving me a free glass of water. But I couldn't have been clearer about my, wanting to give him money for a soda.
Did I tell the story?
I still haven't figured that out.
Did I tell the story about getting
I won't
kicked out
go
of
there anymore.
I got kicked out of there.
I won't, mostly because they have mics while I'm still at work. But
I once got kicked out of there. Did I tell that story?
You got kicked out of the pair?
Like 5-6 years ago.
What happened?
Were
they filming Crashing?
Yeah, no.
They're like, sorry, we can't have guys that look like you in this cool indie stand-up show.
No, there were two guys who were like giving the bouncer a hard. It wasn't even a bouncer. It was there was no bouncer there at the time.
Oh, no.
There were two guys who like got kicked out by the bartender, and then the owner or manager, who was like this older Irish guy, came out, and the guys were outside, and I was standing in front, and they were like, they started talking to each other, like, yeah, we're going back in, and they went to get. And I was standing right there, so I just like put my hands up and like shoved them back.
Yeah.
To like, because there were other comics around, and other people around. There was like,
it's not. You have had to be the impromptu bouncer at several comedy shows.
Well, I could also. There's like a bunch of people are wondering what's going to happen. These guys are a problem. No one's going to do anything, and I know I could. So if I can, I will. And I pushed them back, and then the manager, this older Irish guy, came out, and he was like chasing them, and they ran off, and then he yells like, "Don't come back, you're not letting you," and then points to me and says, "You can't come back either. You stopped me from punching them."
Oh, so it wasn't even a misunderstanding where he thought you were.
Well, I kicked them out before he could. He was behind me. I didn't know he was. I kicked them out before he could punch them.
Well, I think this is like an Irish guy.
Yeah.
Because if you stopped me from being violent.
I think like because if they
natural tendency to be a fisticuffer.
If they came back onto the bar, then he would have had like a right to do whatever it takes to get him out.
Yeah.
By you keeping him out, you denied him his vengeance.
Yeah. And then he went back down.
I wanted to punch those fucking Protestants.
Yeah, he went back into his office, and I was on the show, and the guy running the show is like, "All right, I'll tell you when your spot is. Come in, do your spot, and then leave immediately, so I'm not just hanging around the bar."
Yeah.
But I've been back since. I don't know if that guy's still there. I think people have told me that there's this crazy older Irish guy, so maybe that's him, but I've been back since.
There's no way he remembers you.
Yeah, probably not.
The fucking guy that was rude to me is a bald American idiot that was probably jealous about the amount of luscious hair I have on this comedic head of mine.
Probably.
Yeah. If you're a bald guy that works at the Grizzly Bear, if you're listening to this,
you're on notice.
It's fucking on site, bro. I wanted to give you $3 for a Diet Coke to help your business, and you were very rude to me.
That's wild. I've never had issues getting Diet Coke from there.
But part of me feels like he might think that I'm Freddie G.
Oh, okay. And when he said, "Hey, don't even ask for water, buddy," he's has some issues with Freddie G.
I don't know if it was the bald guy, but Freddie G said he was once assaulted by someone at the Grizzly Bear. But that I've heard this story, believe may be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like they're real hot-headed.
Yikes. Well, be careful with what you say, dude. We can't burn any bridges.
Yeah. The Grizzly Bear? Dude, any picture of someone in there, I'm like, fuck this person.
Yeah?
You know what I mean? Like, any... I mean, I get it. I guess if they were like, hey, we want to put your picture up, I wouldn't say no. But the fact that it's like people I do open mics with and they're wearing a blazer, like going like this into the camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
Do you think
off.
it's like a legit club?
Nah, it's trying to be, and I'm sure there's nights where it's good, but most of the time I'm there, everyone seems a little bit unhappy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've never had like a great audience there.
Yeah, it's like
there's been a couple. It's been rare, but I've had a couple of really good nights there.
I'd love to do like a showcase there, but I don't know how to go about that.
The reason like the Cellar is so good in part is because it's like it has this air of exclusivity to it.
Yeah.
Everybody that gets there really plan their night around this thing and they're excited.
Yeah.
Whereas like Grizzly Bear is like drunk idiots
Yeah.
who the thing is when you're like when I started I used to bark. I used to be like, hey, free comedy show. But then, like, anybody that would say, like, 90% of people that were like, oh, yeah, they're not the people you want
also,
to the audience.
they, like, the Cellar won't let their comics do the pair.
Yeah.
So you're getting a lower quality. But it's the thing I was saying before when I said, like, everything's made up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they just call themselves the Grizzly Bear Comedy Club and consistently have good lineups, as time goes on, perception becomes reality.
Right.
All these, the Comedy Cellar, same thing.
Yeah.
The first time, like, a few months into Comedy Fight Club, the first time, because I would always just say, the most dangerous show, the baddest roast battle show in the world, the most important show you'll ever do in your life, like, just bullshit like that. First time I saw someone's, like, hand shaking on stage during the show, I'm like, why the fuck is he nervous, this dumb thing I made up?
Yeah.
But eventually, yeah, every championship belt in wrestling, why does a belt have meaning?
Yeah.
Just enough people give meaning to something.
A United States election.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
And just because someone has more votes doesn't mean that they should be presidents.
Right. Yeah, anything in entertainment, every comedy festival, everything, all it takes is enough people putting value on it, and that's where it has value.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah. That's why the award-winning podcast Locker Room Talk is so important.
The 100% rape-free podcast.
Yes.
As
podcast
of 2022.
Good guys who never raped no one, never pulled a knife on a cop.
We should have a picture like next behind us that says like amount of days rape free.
Yeah.
We're up to like 21, and then one day we just don't say anything and it's back to 0.
I was raped. That was like us, how long we've gone without getting ourselves raped.
Well, technically, if I have to blow someone for a spot on a show, that's not real consent.
It's a power dynamic.
It's a power dynamic. And if I'm fucking a woman, it's a power dynamic because she has a pussy.
Right.
You're a dame and I'm a fella. Stanley, stop or I'll call Stella. All I want is one embrace. I'll shove this bottle in your face.
There you go.
Yeah, that was from you saw that one.
You should be writing
A Streetcar
jingles,
Named
dude.
Marge.
Yeah.
Was that?
That's from A Streetcar Named Marge from The Simpsons.
Oh, I
But
thought
it
that was
sounded
from
like-
your brain.
No, that was a musical version of A Streetcar Named Desire.
Oh, it sounded like a Dr. Seuss rhyme.
No,
Like,
I'm just no.
left
no.
rape, right rape, left rape, right rape. One
It makes
rape,
more
red rape, blue rape.
I will not rape you in a box. I will not rape you near the cops. I will not rape you here or there. But if I do, I'll pull your hair.
I will fuck you in your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I will fuck you in a house. I will fuck you in your rear. I will fuck you hard, my dear.
I will rape you, make it rhyme. I'll make you blow me for stage time.
Take it, Matt.
I'm trying to think of other Dr. Seuss books.
Hop on pop.
Green eggs and jam my cock in your face.
Folks, good night.